one question.
Sure.
So it's about Jain geography. Like Jain geography of how everything exists is based on the knowledge of that time during Mahavir's time. But now that we know from experience that it is different, because now we know that Earth is not flat. Uh, how is there any speculation where everything else is in relation to Earth as we know of now? Like, for example, where is Mahavidya Kshetra uh, as to the geography that we understand now?
Okay. The point is, the way at that time the knowledge is, it's a Jambu Dweep, which is right in the center. The Jambu Dweep on the southern part is the Bharat Kshetra. In the middle is Mahavidya Kshetra. On the north is Airavat Kshetra. And since it is a Dweep, Dweep means it's an island connected by land. So when you use the word that, okay, do we know where the Mahavidya Kshetra is? Okay, based on the description, what we had the knowledge base at that time, that when you go from Bharat Kshetra north, no, you are going to hit when you Mahavidya Kshetra. Okay, and you continue it, then you go to Airavat Kshetra. All right, and you can look at these diagrams just to uh, show you just this diagram. All right, this is the Mount Meru here, and this area is Mahavidya Kshetra. Maybe this will be much better diagram. Okay, all right. Now you are just concentrate in the inner circle. Okay, that is the Jambu Dweep, just inner circle. Okay, and if you can read it, then this particular area is the Bharat Kshetra. All right, just this color. Okay, and here is the Mahavidya Kshetra right in the middle. Okay, and these triangle things are Mount Meru, but they are all connected through mountains and tunnels and everything, but it is still one land connected. So unless you think that it will be another planet, Mahavidya Kshetra, that indication is not in this description. And what we are based on the scripture, whatever the return at that time. So based on that one, I cannot even imagine, unless learned acharyas or somebody has some power, okay, and can indicate that one, then yes. But if I say Earth is round, rotating around the sun, all right, and these are the many planets, but they are in the space. They are not connected. All our planets, one after another planets, we are inventing new planets. I'm not denying that one, okay? But is it any indication in our scripture saying that Jambu Dweep, basically Mahavidya Kshetra in the Jambu Dweep, okay, could be another planet? Is there any space? There is no indication. Okay, so how can I really imagine in one island things could be in another planet? That I cannot imagine. And I asked this kind of the question to many acharyas. And they said, just tell them one of these days they will know, okay, this is all correct. Okay. Now, I cannot tell them. I cannot tell my own daughter when I teach Jainism. Okay. So that is the point, my point of of you. I cannot tell them, okay, this is the way it is. I have no knowledge. If you find some explanation that meets two things, Earth is round and is rotating around the sun, and they are all connected. Jambudvip, Mahavidya Kshetra, and Ambara Kshetra, Mahavidya Kshetra, and Airavat Kshetra. All the, unless you say, okay, that is not right, and that is not right, but it could be like this, then yes, you can make it that way. But I personally, when I try to analyze it, this major aspect of it, okay, I'm not talking minor things. Major aspect, dweep is a dweep. Nobody has made any different definition of a dweep. It's a one land, okay? It could have mountains, rivers, all the things. And same thing here. You got Bharat Kshetra, you got the Mahavidya Kshetra here, and you got all the way here, northern part of the Jambudvip is Airavat Kshetra. Okay? Uh, Historically, nobody could travel from one to another one. Nobody were traveling, crossing the Mount Himalayas, okay, and going on the other side of it. Okay. These things, all these things, what we are seeing is last 100, 150 years. Electricity was invented and significant progress occurred. That's the one when you try to look into it. Everything we can really zero in is the electricity. And then all the computer technology and everything. No, you can just imagine what we have invented and digging how the universe is. And that's the things. And even Galileo, when you look at it, 1400 years, which is about 600 years ago, when he said it is the round Pope, he was the authority. He put him into jail because he made a statement which is not true in the Bible. And no, poor guy died in the jail. Okay, so this is the point I'm trying to bring it out. Don't think that way, but there is a significant spiritual value of learning this geography, and that spiritual value should not be lost. Otherwise, all your rituals, you are going to come across Jain geography. If you study any rituals, whether it's a simple Samaik or Chaitamandan, you look at the sutra and see how many Jain geography components are in it. Okay? Panchpratirkaman, either you look at Bhaktamar Stotra or you look at it, Muti Santis and all other sutras. Everything you will find one form, the other form of all these Dev Devis and all these locations. Now, people will always say, then why are we doing it? We don't have any other choice for rituals as long as you understand what is the purpose behind the rituals. And that purpose for Jainism is your spirituality should improve. That means the spirituality is nothing but it is reduction in your kashaya, your krodh, man, maya, lobh. No, these are the four major enemies we have. And if we reduced any iota after performing the rituals, it served the purpose. But if after performing the rituals, if you don't change your spirituality, means any anger, greed, deceit, kashaya, all these things, if you haven't changed it, then it's a waste of time. That's all about it. Okay. after doing fasting, Paryushan is around the corner now. After doing fasting, if your attachment to the food is not reduced, then the fasting is not a religion. It's the same thing you do is a religion if you know the purpose behind it. And after the Paryushan is over, your attachment to the food is reduced. Then it is a religion. Okay. So all the rituals, what we do for majority of us, okay, I'm not considering that everybody is like that because otherwise the things would not even run. But we need to understand whatever we perform, make sure we find out what is the purpose and the meaning behind it. Any rituals we perform, external things, we need to know what is the purpose and have we accomplished that purpose? Then it is a religion. Otherwise, it's not. That is the message. One has to really know this. All these rituals have a 2,000-year history behind it. Okay, and it is not that easy. Oh, let's change everything. Nobody's going to be changed that way. The change will come slowly, and change will come once because most of us are in America. We are coming out of the current environment. That's what we grew up. And we at least now we think from bigger circle, bigger aspect of it. And that's how it is. So I hope I answered you to some extent because there are several articles I read. Oh, it could be another planet. It could be another things. Yes, it could be. I'm not disputing that. But what is the scriptural reference indicates that way? It could be different one. Can you able to point it? And nobody points out. It's just because we know what is in Mahavidya Kshetra. That's where the people today going to liberation. So where is that? Okay, because we done. Okay, there are several great scholars, learned people, spiritual people. Okay, they are reborn in the Mahavidya Kshetra, and from there, under the umbrella of Srimandar Swami or Yugmandar, there are 4 Tirthankars there, okay? And they will be attaining liberation. That's so many stories, we got it. Now, how do we say these are all wrong? These are so drastic things, okay, to make that kind of a statement. And the whole rituals falls apart. And without rituals, no religion can survive. You got to keep that thing in mind always. You do the Pratikaman rituals, Samayik rituals, puja rituals, many, many things. Okay, all so many rituals. That's part of our life. Okay, particularly during these religious holidays. And those kind of the things we need to preserve it unless we find some new rituals acceptable to everybody. But that who will do that one? We are so much divided in a sect and subsect that we can't get along from one sect to another sect to the third sect. Just to give you simple example, Samvatsari day, we want like Indian government in India, at least we start from India, that stop the slaughterhouse for one day on a Samvatsari day. And when government asks, which day is your Samvatsari day? And everybody says, no, Chauth, Pancham, okay, Digambar and Swetambar is says, look, no, our day is not this one, Is that one? So they can't come up with, and because we are not united and we are so sectarian, we can't, we cannot make any change in reality, because anybody who makes a change, there will be opposition all the time. That's the reality. And that's why I don't know, unless somebody, some charismatic personality comes, okay, and explains, takes the leadership role, which believe people will believe in him, all right, then and then things can happen. At least what I consider, understand what is that and get the best out of it under the circumstances. That's the only suggestions and recommendation I would have. Okay.